Next up, we have our Institute of Supply Management releasing its monthly survey of purchasing manager measuring activity in the manufacturing sector, indicator of economic health. Let me see what's going on over here. Hold on one second. Let's see here. Get that taken care of. All right, cool. So let's continue. Let's go to over here. So to our dictionary, we're going to type in purchasing manager index. So this one, the purchasing manager index, the PMI, is like a report card for the economy. Imagine you have a friend who checks how well stores and factories are doing each month. They ask questions like, are you making more or fewer things this month? Are prices going up or down? All right. Based on the answers, they give a score between 0 and 100. If the score is above 50, it means the economy is growing. It's like getting a good grade. If the score is below 50, it means the economy might be slowing down, like getting a lower grade. So it's like getting a 4.0 GPA or getting a 2.0, a 1.0, who knows? So the PMI helps people understand if the economy is doing well or not. A quick example of using a online retailer or clothing store owner. Imagine you run an online clothing store. To keep your business running smoothly, you rely on your suppliers for fabrics, finished garments, and shipping services. The Purchasing Manager Index, PMI, is like a report that tells you whether your supply chain and market demand are in good shape or not. A PMI above 50 signals the manufacturing and suppliers are expanding. It's as if your clothing supplier are telling you we have plenty of raw material, labor, and confidence in demand. So production is increasing. For your business, this means you can likely order stock without worrying about delays or shortages. This might also suggest a strong economy, meaning customers are more likely to spend money on clothes. But if the PMI is below 50, when the PMI drops below 50, it's like a warning that your suppliers may face difficulties, maybe fewer materials available, factories slowing down, or shipping delays. For your online store, this could mean delays in getting new inventory or even higher costs for clothing you might sell. It might also indicate that consumer demand is slowing, so people might cut back on clothing purchases, making it harder for you to move in inventory, right? How does the PMI help you? Stocking strategy. If the PMI is rising above 50, it might be a good time to stock up on inventory since your supply chain is strong and demand could be high. Cost management. When the PMI is low, you might expect longer lead times or higher costs due to supply constraints, which means you should be cautious about over ordering. It might also cause you to increase your prices. Market and strategy. A higher PMI could encourage you to invest in marketing because the economy and demand are strong, while a lower PMI might make you focus on discounts and clearing inventory to maintain cash flow. In this way, the PMI gives you a heads up on how well your supply chain is functioning and whether consumer demand will rise or fall, helping you make informed decisions about inventory and pricing and market strategies for your clothing business. All right. So let's jump into what we're actually talking about now. So what was the PMI? Let's go to report on business, manufacturing PMI. Let's view the report. And we agree. And it says that manufacturing PMI is at 48.4%, which is below our 50 indicator, which it's on the downside, right? However, we'll see. Let's see if it went up from the previous month, but it is still below 50, right? It is still below 50. So let's see what is going on. Let's see. All right. So new orders growing and backlogs contracting, production and employment contracting, supplier deliveries faster, raw materials inventory contracting, customer inventories too low, prices increasing, exports and imports contracting. So from Tempe, Arizona, economic activity in the manufacturing sector contracted in November for the 8th consecutive month and the 24th time in the last 25 months. The report issued today by Timothy R. Fuhr, a CPSM and a CPM chair of the Institute of Supply Management Manufacturing Business Survey. The manufacturing PMI registered a 48.4% in November, 1.9 percentage points higher compared to the 46.5 percentage points recorded in October. So it went up, which is good. A manufacturing PMI above 42.5% over a long period of time generally indicates an expansion of the overall economy. So it's expanding, but it's still below the 50, right? So the overall economy continued in expansion for the 55th month after 1 month of contraction in April of 2020. The new orders index returned to expansion a bit weekly after a 7 month of contraction, registering 50.4%, 3.3 percentage points higher than October's figures of 46.2%. The price index continued in expansion or increasing territory, registering 50.3%, down 4.5 percentage points compared to the reading of 54.8% in October. The backlog of orders index registered 41.8%, down 0.5 percentage points compared to the 42.3 percentage points registered in October. The employment index registered 48.1%, up 3.7 percentage points from October's figure of 44.4%. Suppliers index indicated faster deliveries, 48.7%, 2.3 percentage points lower than the 52% recorded in October. However, the supply deliveries is the inverse one. So a reading above 50% indicates slower deliveries. So this is actually good. This is actually good. That means that we're getting faster deliveries in November than we did in October, right? So that's good. Let's see. The inventories index registered 48.1%, up 5.5 percentage points compared to October's of 42.6%. New export orders index reading of 48.7%, which is 3.2 percentage points higher than the 45.5. So it looks like we're doing better than October, but we're still under that 50 mark that we want to reach. Fuhr continues, U.S. manufacturing activity contracted again in November, but at a slower rate compared to last month. Demand continues to be weak, but maybe moderating. Output declined again, and input stayed accommodative. Positive signs for demand include the new orders index returning to expansion territory, and new exports index increased moderately, 3.2%, but still in contraction territory. Let's see. So let's go to see what people are saying. All right. So what are the respondents of the manufacturing purchasing manager index are saying? High mortgage rates continue to hamper demands for new housing construction, which is a key market for adhesives and sealants. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. That because of the high mortgage rates, new houses can't really be built as fast as they would like, which makes all the supplies needed for housing, it's tough, right? It makes sense. That's from chemical products. Business remains slow. We anticipate the first half of 2025 will be similar and hope that demand increases in the second half of 2025. Shout out to 2025. Inflation, even after easing, continues to impact demand. Consumers are looking for value and purchasing behavior are changing as many shoppers reduce consumption, causing softer volume. That's from food, beverage, and tobacco. Computers and electronic products. Backlog is rising precipitously. Ooh, I hit that one right there, precipitously. All right. After 18 months of trolling, the long-awaited pent-up buying has started. Competition for qualified technical labor is a constraint on operational throughput. So the key word for the computer and electronic products, right, is qualified technical labor. So just because you went to that 3-week boot camp does not mean that you are qualified, all right? So the competition is tough. So you better step your game up. Right? The general construction slowdown in the fourth quarter has created a surplus of finished goods, creating the need for an extra 2 weeks of shutdown over the Christmas holiday period. We are carefully watching demand in the first quarter to determine if more permanent workforce reductions will be necessary. Let's see. Let me see anything else that stands out. Miscellaneous manufacturing, late to the game. We're now working on our buying plan in light of potential increased tariffs on imports from China. Cost and capacity of U.S. manufacturing is a concern. A lack of relationship with alternative low-cost international manufacturers is another. Well, you better get your relationships up. Get your relationships up. Like, why do we always have to depend on one source, right? We need to be dynamic. See, like, all right, why aren't your international suppliers negotiating with you, competing with one another, right? Competition is always key. And lastly, after the election, we have seen an uptick in customers wanting to come back to the U.S. for making their products. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
We are working through these inquiries. They seem very motivated. And there we have it. That is our PMI report. All right. So that's that. Let me see. Let me check the chat, and we're going to keep going to see if anything stands out. It says what?
It's Tech Coach Ralph TVV.
Yeah. Men lying, women lying, numbers manipulate. Don't matter what no one say, I throw the stats away. No need for calculators, we already greater. No need to validate us. It's Tech Coach Ralph TV. Get up, it is Saturday morning. I've got to get my coffee cause I can't stop yawning. Get to watch my favorite show today. Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Tech Coach Ralph and Mitch and Yakar, that's how it be. Shooting galaxies from their hands, it's Tech Coach Ralph TV. You don't need to grab your remote because you'll be floating free. Don't gotta worry about negative forces, it's positivity. Get up, it is Saturday morning. I've got to get my coffee cause I can't stop yawning. Get to watch my favorite show today. Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Get up, it is Saturday morning. I've got to get my coffee cause I can't stop the yawning. But I get to watch my favorite show today. Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Men lie, women lie. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Men lie, women lie. Numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Tech Coach Ralph and Mitch and Yakar, that's how it be. Shooting galaxies from their hands, it's Tech Coach Ralph TV. You don't need to grab your remote because you'll be floating free. Don't gotta worry about negative forces, it's positivity. Tech Coach Ralph and Mitch and Yakar, that's how it be. Shooting galaxies from their hands, it's Tech Coach Ralph TV. You don't need to grab your remote because you'll be floating free. Don't gotta worry about negative forces, it's positivity. Get up, it is Saturday morning. I've got to get my coffee cause I can't stop yawning. Get to watch my favorite show today. Men lie, women lie, numbers manipulate. Yeah, number manipulate. Yeah, numbers manipulate. Yeah, numbers manipulate. Numbers manipulate. Manipulate.